Welcome to Expert Mode, where we don't believe in censorship, false advertising, or microtransactions. And this week, we're talking about microtransactions. You just had to do it, EA, didn't you? Battlefield 1 garnered more than too much positive press coverage for your taste, so you decided to look at it and silently mutter the question to yourself, how can we cock this up? A few weeks ago, the official launch trailer for Battlefield 1 was met with an almost unanimously positive reception among the gaming community. In heavy and defined contrast with Activision's most recent shit blizzard of hype and mediocrity, Infinite Warfare, it is evident to anyone that has seen these two trailers that the two competing franchises are heading in almost exactly opposing directions with their content. The thing is, anyone who spent as many collective hours as I have slaving away at a screen with a controller in his hands while stuffing his gross bearded face with Cheetos is well aware of EA's abusive and improper history of microtransactions, dismal DLC releases, and overall negligence for their consumer base. Worst company in the world? Debatable. But now that several days' time has ran its course, we should consider it crucial to take a deeper look into this game that isn't obscured by trailer hype. One of EA's representatives has given a little insight on how they plan to implement microtransactions in Battlefield 1, saying that gamers will see both macro monetization like maps and large-scale content, as well as micro monetization opportunities. EA's company practices and methodologies have certainly seen more criticism than praise by people on both sides of the gaming community, developers and gamers alike, and I wouldn't be quick to write the quality of this game off just because of who has the reins behind it. But I will be quick to say that the game will look nothing like what you've seen. While I'm not aiming for this video to be an incessant shit-throwing venture directed towards EA's staff, I would like to highlight a behavior of theirs that has become so mind-numbingly repetitious that they might as well have it trademarked. This instance was firstly underscored by Jim Sterling on the Jimquisition web series, and I do feel like it needs to be capitalized on since this is EA we're talking about. You see, EA has this ludicrously nasty habit of pretending to solve problems. They release a simple title, overhyped and with plenty of bugs and glitches about as unpredictable as a paper airplane in a fucking hurricane. Then they go back and say how much it sucked ass before turning to their next project and telling you how mind-blowing it is. Release a shit game, acknowledge that it's shit to cater to the people that actually and genuinely do think it's shit, and then promise to release something that isn't shit. That's 3 steps to becoming a AAA developer. There, I just listed them for you. I'm bringing this up because I believe the embarrassingly negative feedback for Infinite Warfare, when put in contrast with the trailer for Battlefield 1, almost makes Battlefield 1 seem too good. And they know this too. That's why they think they can get away with announcing bullshit microtransactions likely to turn the whole multiplayer into another pay-to-win catastrophe, just because, you know, EA. And then when someone complains, they just point to whatever Activision is releasing and go, well, at least we're not that. It's an excuse, and it's lazy. Remember how much flack EA's own chief executive tossed at Battlefield 4 for being too overzealous with its colossal multiplayer maps and 64-person matchmaking lobbies? Horseshit. They knew it wasn't going to work the day of launch, and they decided to broaden the window of time in which they had to patch up the bugs by crawling to the feet of the consumer and talking about how inexcusable it is. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they had the Battlefield 1 trailer set to private for a couple months and released it immediately after they saw Activision shitting the bed, just so they can have that comparison excuse ready to fire if it happens to come up. Perpetuating a culture in which games can be released and then beefed up with microtransactions teach people that they'll never enjoy standing a chance without having to cough up a little extra cash for the sake of gameplay. It may entice people to invest in your game a little more if they really like it, but it's largely discouraging people from picking up the game in the first place. Because they walk into the middle of a match and everyone who sank a full $100 into the game and thinks they're king shit of fuck mountain is putting people away with some supremely powerful LMG you could only get through microtransactions. It treats the customer like a fucking child. And EA operates under the agenda that tells the player, oh, well, you have a choice to purchase these things because we want gamers to have a choice. It's not a choice, EA, if the content you're marketing gives other players so much of an advantage that people who didn't buy into your bullshit is left with an incomplete and unfinished product. It's not a choice if people are being coerced into microtransactions as a gameplay lengthening scheme just to feel like they're actually playing the full version. Stop telling gamers you're giving them a choice between paying and not paying. But at the end of the day, people need to realize the companies sitting up at the top of the hill like Infinity Ward and EA and DICE have no artistic vision for their product. It's an annual shitfest fueled by cash and competition instead of inspiration. Games like Call of Duty and Battlefield are not made for the sake of making some sort of political statement about war and violence. It has no higher purpose. It's just an easily digestible product aimed at the consumers that buy it. It's untelling what EA's fresh new shit heap may bring to the table, but we're leaving ourselves set up for disappointment if we start expecting new tricks from this very old dog. We need to let people know that this bullshit will not suffice. Please like and share this video so that others can be in the know, and I'll see you next time.